So what Syracuse can't afford in its next game is to make those mistakes, because the Orange are going up against a red-hot three-point shooting team in Wake Forest, one of the best in the ACC, and we're going to show you why they're so effective from downtown. Let's roll the tape here for a game against North Carolina pretty recently, about a week and a half ago, and this was late stages of the first half, and the Demon Deacons have possession. You see Reed dribbling towards the left wing, hands it off to Hildreth, and then Reed, he's the one who sets a screen here, and out to the corner comes Monsanto. The defender can't get there quick enough. It's a quick release, and with a good Wake Forest shooting team, they're going to make those shots, and we saw that right there.
Sam, you had to ask a question about it. We've got time. We got to talk way more about Joe Girard's impact in this game. And Sam, since you brought it up with Steven, we'll start with you. Tell us a little bit about what you saw from him tonight and just what happened with Syracuse not being able to shut him down.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say it was all that surprising in all honesty, because you know Girard, just like a lot of Syracuse fans, had this game circled on their calendar and were ready. He was going to be ready for this moment. And it was a bit of a quiet start from him where he didn't take too many shots. But in the end, he ends up being Clemson's leading scorer with 18 points, knocked down 4 of 5 threes. Again, Adam, he didn't shoot the ball a whole lot, but when he did, he was extremely efficient. And Syracuse just really didn't have an answer, particularly when he had those chances from the perimeter. Just didn't close them down quick enough. He made them pay, and I can't say I'm too surprised.
And we got to look at a couple different categories when we think about the Boeheim area, Sam. And the first one, I'm going to go to you first. Yeah. Who is the best player, or in your opinion, the best player in the Jim Boeheim era?
Well, hear me out here. I'm going all the way back to the start of Jim Boeheim's career.
The black and white days.
The black and white days. You nailed it. I'm going with Sherman Douglas.
Good one.
I mean, this guy was the ultimate playmaker. He also led Syracuse to its first Final Four when Boeheim was in charge, and he had quite the career here at Syracuse before a notable NBA career as well. You know, I'm a huge proponent of smaller guys making a big-time impact. He stood at 6 foot tall. Yep, I'm small as well, Gabe, I know. But I didn't ball out like Sherman Douglas. He actually set the record for the most assists all time in NCAA Division I basketball history. You see some of these great highlights from back in the day. I guess it wasn't all black and white footage back then, Nick. But you get the point. He was an impact player and such a fun guy to watch. Look at that, between the legs, a football snap pass right there. I think Sherman Douglas is a great shout, even if it was from back in the 80s.
I say it's a big three that kind of gets the job done on a night-to-night basis for the Devils.
It does. Again, there isn't one scorer who stands out per se. Reagan Richardson is that leading scorer for this Duke team, but overall it's a balanced offense. I mean, you got Taina Mayer and Aluchi Okanawa, who are two underclassmen for this Duke team, but they've been making a big impact. Mayer is the primary playmaker. She averages nearly 4 assists per game, and then you got Okanawa, who's just a freshman, a very dangerous three-point shooter, and she also averages nearly 7 rebounds per game. So it's those three that do even a little more than scoring for this Duke team.
Or at his low game?
Well, a guy that would be costly to lose, and he's your guy, Austin. That's Malik Brown.
We switched.
We did switch, but I think I'm on the right side of this one, because listen, Brown's a guy, you mentioned his defensive presence. He's also a big presence on the glass, usually leading the team in rebounds. He needs to be out there on the floor. I mean, he had double-digit boards against both Miami and Florida State recently, and he's a guy who can also provide a spark on the offensive end. I mean, he was a big reason why Syracuse was in that game at the end against BC with 10 second-half points. And I'll tell you what, he also toes the line with that aggressive defense. He was up to 4 fouls in the last 4 games, so he's a key player to stay on that floor because Syracuse needs him in the final moments, Austin.
Guys, I'm pretty confused by both of your arguments. Maybe a fully peeled orange will help me decide.
Okay.
Oh, man. Ultimately, though, I gotta go with Malik Brown. I mean, Malik Brown talk, it works for me.
Go.
So, Sam, here's the orange. Take a bite out of that. It's really good citrus. I mean, vitamin C is important these days. You don't get a whole lot of sun in Syracuse.
Can someone get the broom?
Oh my gosh, this is a mess.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Clean up on aisle 8. Holy cow. Okay.
Come on.